play.
He's off the mark. That's a good start. Oh, could be a run out. He's gone. His first match, is he? Oh, the throw was wide. That could have been a run out for McCullum on debut. Hesitation, looking for the second. There was probably two there, but Richardson didn't want the second, and Bevan was the fieldsman.
I must admit, well, I have to confess, I don't know too much about this fellow because I've never really seen him bat. The thing he's got to watch for here is obviously pace of the game, the pace of the ball, and at the moment is made at the other end. It's giving him heart failure.
Yes, we've had two dives. This time it was Richardson. I think he was trying to get him off the mark. Mark Richardson was very keen to get down. He dives. There's no throw. So there's a bit of action this first over as far as run-outs or misjudged runs. He's always going to be safe, Mark Richardson.
3 slips of gully. Here's Gillespie.
It's in the air and it could be out. It's a high ball. Chases onto the 4-in safely. Very high ball, always a danger. Didn't quite get hold of it. He picks up 2.
I have to confess to saying that Richardson was out playing the pull shot 3 or 4 times in the short time he was back in New Zealand after the Test series. The pull shot is not his strength.
In the air, it's high ball. Could it be safe? He's off the mark. This time pull shot and a run on the ball.
Pace of the pitch again. Beaten by pace, never in control. The idea was positive, the idea was good. There are some wide open spaces out there on the onside.
After 3 overs, New Zealand none for 5. I think there's 2 noises, but not sure that it carried. They're asking the question. I think that's fair enough. There was certainly a couple of noises.
It wasn't definite ask though, was it? It was a very optimistic type of appeal. Pad, I don't think it's gone anywhere near the inside edge of the bat, to be honest.
Good shot. It's a confidence build-up. It's 4 runs.
This will make a young man feel pretty good. Mum and Dad back home watching too. They feel pretty good. Stu McCullum, the father of this young man, back there in Dunedin, the cricketer himself in his own right.
Brendan McCullum, his nerves will be settling here if he can survive 2 or 3 overs, pick up the pace of the pitch, the atmosphere. 20 years of age on debut. If he can get runs against this attack, it's a great launching pad for his career. Oh dear, he's gone. Oh, that's sad. On debut, he called. Richardson should have responded. That's my feeling. And the young lad has run out. That's a tragedy for him.
Oh, that's crazy cricket. Mark Richardson, you've got to back this kid up. You've got to help him out. This is the 3rd time Richardson's been involved. Now this kid has pushed it. He's seen the gap. Richardson's got to go. You've got to help him out on debut, and I think he's sold him down the river. So McCullum's debut ends in a very poor fashion, one he'll want to forget quickly. He's gone for 5, 1 for 13.
Lou Vincent, the new batsman, batting at number 3.
This could be 2. Lou Vincent fast enough to get 2, but he got himself tangled up. First of all on the rotation from the shot, and then in the way of McGrath. They haven't got their running between wickets in order either.
Yes, and it's absolutely vital in a situation like this. Stephen Fleming, the New Zealand captain, is not in the side today. He was injured in the nets. Apparently he got hit on his elbow while batting practice. That would have been a great catch. That would have been a beauty. Flying away in the direction of second slip. And Mark Waugh in the air there, got one hand to it.
Shane Warne's at first slip. Mark Richardson at least trying to hit in one of his favourite zones. He got good distance off the ground, couldn't just flick it up to Warne.
Well fielded. He's a good fielder. Wonderful arm as well. Brett Lee already involved in a run out. Very well stopped.
It's the best shot of the day so far. You can get back confidently and then you hit it to the one man that's there.
So there it is, 1 for 21, run rate of 1.75, and we're going to see a change now. This will be a relief for New Zealand. Ian Harvey's been given the ball, so he's about to take over from Glenn McGrath.
Now Mark Richardson couldn't lay bat on Glenn McGrath. He may take a risk or two here, so Ian Harvey could quite possibly jump in with a wicket or two. Might be able to hit Harvey and miss hit him. 2 slips, man back on deep backward square leg.
And an appeal for LBW straight up. Very confident appeal as well. Well, it may well have just done a little bit too much. Either that or it was a roundabout leg stump. Watch where it pitches. That's the other thing to look for here. This looks as if it's going to be all right. Oh, it's on the line of leg stump and perhaps just did a little bit too much. Oh, that's in the air, going over the top.
A non-striker's end with Mark Richardson on strike.
The fielders are being tested at the moment. They're standing up to it, particularly Ponting, who just took that magnificent catch that brought McMillan into the crease. Running between the wickets would it be going too far to say it's not all that could be desired, Ian?
You're such a polite man. Horrific comes to mind. Mark Richardson may or may not have shares in a laundry company. He should have.
The sort of thing you do if you've had 8 taken off the first 2 balls. Well, given Richardson first up has got the slider from Warne. It's left him instead of spinning in as he expected. And the 3rd wicket goes down. Beautifully bowled.
This is a very good piece of work on debut. I think his thinking leading into this match today is, how am I going to keep the Shane Warne? And that's not a bad start, is it? I think he might have even done a hamstring, Mark Richardson, getting out there, because he grabbed the back of it as he left.
Might have come from the running between the wickets earlier. 3 for 74. For 74. Chris Cairns, the acting captain for New Zealand, comes out. First time he's led his country, and sadly is there because of injury to Stephen Fleming. Fleming taken to hospital for x-rays. Bad bruising of the elbow, no break, no fracture. Cairns has the job of leading. We're into the 25th over, the halfway mark. McMillan on strike. It would have been a great double, wouldn't it? He's already taken an absolute blinder.
Now, Ricky Ponting's looking at his hands for a different reason here, because I think he picked this one up. It's gone wide of him, and he's had a fair go at it, so I think he's had a better sight of this one. He's parried it over the bar for a corner.
Oh, 2 in 2 balls. There's a touch of fallibility out there in the field.
Ricky Ponting and Shane Warne, the 2 culprits. This is why Stephen Waugh bowled McGrath now. He wanted to bowl at the body, short, Watch Chris Cairns just move a little bit away towards leg stump initially, fend at it, and down she goes, and down to the boundary. What's even worse, it's always going to be short. With McGrath, it's always going to be straight. Then you just have to do the rest about there.
Well, I've seen most things. First time I've seen this.
I know what you're going to say. You're looking at me as if to say, well, I have seen it. I've seen her practicing that in the nets. It is a deliberate ploy. But very quickly early on in the stance, he comes straight again. And is able to hit him down the ground. Now, it had you scratching your head. Certainly had Shane Warne scratching his, and it'll probably bear a comment at some point about there.
Now McGrath. Well, not sure about that. That was a late appeal from some quarters.
Well, Glenn McGrath is, what is he on, a suspended sentence? And this tests it. And to his credit, he's just got straight back to the end of his mark. He hasn't questioned it. He's up. Campbell's up. He thought he had his first catch to go along with his first stumping.
Cairns goes down the ground, and that's wide of Brett Lee. That's 4 more. Good clean hit straight through the line. They're lifting New Zealand. Good partnership.
Lifting with ease too, Bill. Just leans on this down the ground. Mid-off and mid-on are both tempting Chris Cairns into that shot. They're 15 metres off the rope and just takes up the invitation. Thank you.
Nice little dab. Going all the way. Well played, Craig McMillan. The crowd starting to warm to this partnership.
Well, you can see how wide Ryan Campbell is as we watch this great shot. Short and wide. Damien Martin, that's not his go. He wants to spear it into off stump.
He's got him. Yes, he's got him. The great partnership's broken. Steve Waugh makes the change. He fumbled it. Campbell got it on the second grab. Little dab there by Craig McMillan. Maybe a bottom edge. Interesting on replay. And finally Campbell gathers and he's gone.
It's exactly what Damien Martin wants. A stifled, cramped, cut shot attempt, and that had a big outside edge on it. Ryan Campbell fumbled, but brilliant glove work to get it in the glove first, but then to recover from the fumble. And Craig McMillan gone 39 from 45. It's 4 for 135.
Styris, the new batsman. That was a big wicket for Australia. Damien Martin. Good change by Stephen Waugh. The end, a good catch by Campbell.
Oh, that's in the air, straight up in the air, and that's the end of him. Well, 124 kilometres an hour, that one, and it looked a little bit quicker. It was just onto him, and up she went. And that is now a really big wicket. Steve Waugh coming in there from mid-on, taking the catch off the bowling of Gillespie. So Gillespie now picking up a wicket. Big one too.
Must have been was high on the bat, right up near the splice. Steve Waugh had to run pretty quickly from mid-on, run in to take the catch. So that's a disappointing end for Chris Cairns, captaining New Zealand today, and they're now 5 for 137.
Oh, well played. Over pitched and straight down the ground for 4. This is a very fast outfield. If you can get it through the field, it's going to be 4 every time.
Yes, the outfield is in tremendous shape here at the SCG. Paul running very truly across the ground.
And Harvey back into the attack. And that should be out. Michael Bevan's the man, getting under it, and he's taken it very comfortably. Well, the bowling change has worked for Steve Waugh. Styris was the man, trying to go over the top. And he succeeded in giving Michael Bevan a simple catch at mid-off.
It looked as though it was a bit of a loosener, but it could have been Harvey's slower delivery. Yep, it was. He's rolled it out of his fingers, cut down on it. Slower ball, first ball. You've got to be pretty good to be able to do that. It's 6 for 182 with Michael Bevan taking the catch to send Styrus back to the pavilion.
New Zealand wicketkeeper Adam Perore is now out in the centre. Shane Warne continuing. Well, that's well done. Shane Warne desperate to keep Perore on strike. That was his first delivery. Much prefer to bowl to the right-hander at this stage and the new batsman.
That's a big one.
That certainly is a big one. That is the best part of a dozen rows back. That's what happens when you start to hurry 3 overs. All of a sudden you're just more interested in getting the ball down there, getting 3 over. Adam Perore says, I like it about there. It's right in the slot for my slog sweep. Pretty ordinary effort in the stands, though. That is out. Mark Waugh, well, it was a full toss that undid him. Adam Perore quite rightfully saw it as a full toss. Went to take him all the way. Didn't get it out of the middle. Mark Waugh doesn't drop these.
That's 7 for 210.
That's dropped. Michael Bevan was the man, down at third man. He made good ground to it. And in the end, he got there very comfortably. But the ball just spilled out.
Just got the top edge. Bevan made good ground to it. Down it goes. Now Lee has steadied himself a bit right down at the southern or Rambach end.
Gone. Very good slower ball. And Daniel Vettori could probably consider himself a little unlucky that it carried. Ryan Campbell's got another catch. Michael Bevan there, he'll be a relieved man. Coming in, tapping the bowler, saying, thanks, mate. Sorry about the one I dropped. This is a good slower ball. Took the pace off it. It bounced, a bit of overspin there. Carried through to Ryan Campbell. So Daniel Vettori's stay at the crease is short. He departs for 2. New Zealand now 8 for 216. James Franklin is the new man. Change of pace back to 109. Well, that's New Zealanders have done. They've scored at around about between 6 and 7 and over in that period. That's a beautiful shot. Picked up Brett Lee, clean as a whistle. Hit him to the longest boundary. It's gone one bounce into the fence.
This is becoming very worrying for Steve Waugh and the Australians. Up to 231 now.
And that'll be a run out. And James Franklin will be running off the last ball of the innings. New Zealand, though, have done particularly well. So Franklin will be running out for 5. 8 for 235. New Zealand. Australia need 236 from 50 overs at a required run rate of 4.72. We'll see you back here at the SCG for the run chase.
New Zealanders are leaping around everywhere.
Waugh's a duck, 1 for 1. Easy to become excited after that start by New Zealand. A great over by Bond to start, and then Lou Vincent cutting Mark Waugh off at the knees.
That's the spot. Ryan Campbell off the mark. Ryan Campbell has already lost his opening partner, and no fault of his. Mark Waugh made the call.
Lou Vincent on the run. Watch that happen so quickly. No wasted time at all between pick up and looking for the stumps. Halfway down there, Mark Waugh thought, if he hits, I'm in trouble, and he did.
Well, that's beautifully bowled. A big shout. but I think it might have clipped the pad rather than the bat. Adam Perore was up straight away. New Zealanders running in all directions, but didn't look to me like an inside edge. May have just flicked the pad.
I'm in the same boat, but look at the line. He's got it right, and it comes back, flicks the outside of the pad and goes away from the right-hander to Adam Perore. Average appeal by the New Zealanders. They have to be careful.
Chance at mid-off dropped. Was hit hard, but the skipper for the day, Chris Cairns, has put it down.
This is the way Ryan Campbell plays. It can go over, but this time nothing. Not along the ground, not over the top. Chris Cairns had the motor, but lost his feet.
Catch and dropped again. Unbelievable. They've dropped both players there, and that's Lou Vincent, who normally is so good and has already done one brilliant thing in the field. That could be costly.
Shadow and sun. Must be the only reason. It's gone into the sun. He's lost it in the darkness of the grandstands. His face is in the sun. You shouldn't be dropping those otherwise.
Oh, good save, McMillan. It's 1 for 17.
Michael Bevan should be in there now. Steve Waugh, Damien Martin, Ian Harvey. Some say a bit light on batting, that order. Campbell an unknown, and Harvey a touch out of form from the first display in Melbourne. Shane Warne, Brett Lee haven't made runs in this one-day series. So without those, it could quite possibly be light. You can't afford to drop good players.
Beating the fine leg Filson, who's up. And that'll race away to the boundary.
New Zealand, they can't afford to worry about it right now, but at the end of this game, if it hasn't worked for them, they know who to blame and what to blame.
Edged, and Perore hasn't dropped it, so Ponting took a long time to look up at the umpire, but Bob Parry had the finger there waiting for him, so Shane Bond finally gets a bit of luck.
Didn't learn from the ball before, Ricky Ponting. He flashed it a wide one. It was called wide. This time Shane Bond takes it away from him. Fantastic bowling. It had all been going into the right-handers. Take that. Ponting's gone. They've got away with that drop chance. He's out for 11. And it's 2 for 29.
Michael Bevan on strike now, facing Shane Bond. He's just got rid of Ricky Ponting. Mark Waugh's back in the pavilion, so it's been a terrific start from New Zealand, apart from a couple of chances going down. Campbell, good response from Campbell. Bevan off the mark.
Righto, so Bevan facing Franklin. Oh, and that's a loose shot, and the question half-heartedly asked, but very, very unconvincing.
Oh, I was looking at Mr. Torfel here. I was wondering whether he thought this carried. It's certainly off the bat. Now, that's not another one. Boy, if that's gone through to Perore, if that's carried, this is another one. I don't know if it has. In fact, the keeper's reaction says to me that it hasn't. Just bounced, yeah.
It's into the gap. That's well driven. We're seeing Michael Bevan starting to find some touch here, and he can be very, very dangerous. That's 4. And Franklin just not in control of his line or length here, getting plenty of swing early on, but he's either too full or too wide. This time it was in a slot. Bevan straight through the line, through cover, 4 runs. Campbell 28, Bevan on 17. And that required 4.9. They're close enough. 4.63 at the moment. Vittori bowling his first over.
Yes, and you come lead.
There's a chance. Oh, couldn't quite get it. Hits the stumps. They get an overthrow. There's no justice in that.
Now, after waiting to see what happened with the ball, umpire Parry has called for the replay.
He seemed to slip the fieldsman. There he goes down. Pick up and throw. Bevan quick enough, I would say.
Yep, he's okay, but there was a moment where everyone thought that he might have been a bit slow getting in. He's got in by a matter of about 10 centimetres.
Coming over the wicket to the left-handed Michael Bevan. Gone for it, big straight hit. That could go all the way. There she goes. That's 6. That's Bevan at his best. Great footwork down the pitch, hitting to long on. Superbly played.
Beautifully struck. It just seemed to spin on him a little bit. I thought he was trying to hit it straighter than that, and in the end he's done it well.
Tory continue. Interesting to keep an eye on Tory. This wicket certainly isn't turning as much. There's another pitches here at the SCG. Well, I think you make a good point there. And you talked about Australia could play it the way they've normally played it, try and score around about 4 or 5 and over, or they can try and get 6 or 7 and over for the next 10 or 15 and make it easy for themselves at the end. Michael Bevan, that's how he plays generally. Keeps a lot of balls on the ground, doesn't often go over the top. He'll just generally work the singles. Ryan Campbell, 50% of the time he hits the ball in the air, so I dare say they might try play the way they play the best, which is Campbell trying to do that, but he's succeeded in only hitting it straight to mid-wicket. Well, the idea, I think, was for Bevan to work the singles and Campbell to hit the boundaries, but in attempting to hit a boundary, he's hit it straight to Chris Harris.
It spun round the wicket, angled in, then spun and stopped on him. The pull shot was not on then because he was falling back from it, and it's Harris bowling from one end, now takes the catch off Vettori, who gets the breakthrough. He's got 1 for 20 now. Campbell, debut over. It's 3 for 98.
Australian captain Steve Waugh makes his way out to the middle. Very, very tight part of the match. Average of 33, strike rate of 75. That's pretty good.
Well, these are the types of players. These two will be ones that will pace themselves in this middle period and then leave the same job to be done at the end, rather than Ryan Campbell, the possibility of really driving it in those middle overs.
Wide called. Will be the Australian 100. 22.2 overs. It's pretty good for the first 100. That's nicely placed. This outfield, as we've said all day, is extremely quick. That has raced across it. Oh, what a catch! What a catch! Chris Harris is having a superb match. 43 off 43 with the bat. A couple of good overs and now a superb catch to remove Steve Waugh.
Steve Waugh's bowling changes mostly worked for him, and now Shane Bond's done the job for Chris Cairns. A couple of wides, but he recovers a short ball. Cramps Steve Waugh. That's what he'd done to Mark Waugh in the first over, and Chris Harris does the rest. He is a danger behind point. He hadn't shown it so far this tournament, but he's back. It's 4 for 118.
He's on 49 and he's on strike. And he's nudged that one away on the onside. Big cheer goes up here. And that's Bevan's half century. That's his 5th at the SCG. And his 3rd against New Zealand. He's also scored 100 against New Zealand. 36 half centuries in one-day internationals. That on top of the 5 centuries he scored.
That will make a difference to Damien Martyn. Not even McMillan, who's fielded quite brilliantly out there, could cut that off. He made wonderful strides towards it. It was a good shot by Martyn. Waited on the ball. and just got away from the fielder. And he's got a tough situation out there. He and the other bowlers haven't done themselves any favours at all with 21 extra balls for Australia from wides and no balls. Well, I wouldn't bet against Harris with anything like that. Martin's got 4. This has been one of the more exciting matches I've seen in a while for the tension and tightness and some of the sloppy fielding, and then some wonderful stuff as well. It's an acrobatic effort. For the difference between those two top lines on that equation, 62 and 66, still in Australia's favour. But the New Zealanders have certainly contributed to whatever problems they might have out there. First slip. Bevan has gone. Now there's a problem for Australia. He's the one who's controlled the game. He steered that, or so it looked from here. Instead of having it go down to third man, it went straight to first slip, pretty much off the middle of the bat. Angled bat. Catch taken quite safely, and Cairns has broken through for his team. 5 for 174. Ian Harvey is the new batsman, comes out now to face Chris Cairns. No matter how experienced you are, it's always a little tight feeling when you go in a situation like this. Yorker, and he's got him. Full toss. Well, hand flicked on the way through. Stumps knocked. The bails are off. That is about the worst way to get out.
Chris Cairns. He's done a complete lap. Just got a finger on that.
Warren has the job of keeping his head out there.
Chris Cairns gets almost a fingernail. Flicks it onto the stumps. Damien Martin's on his way.
Going on out there. There are different styles of panic, but I think there's one of those styles in vogue with the Australians at the moment.
Full house, and the captain's going for an experienced bowler in Harris from the members' end. 39 fans on the edge of their seat here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. A very important game, particularly for the Australians. In the air, and it's out! That's a soft dismissal. That's a big one for New Zealand. Little bit of in-drift there. Harvey just poking it to cover, and he's gone.
What's happening here? These are the world champions. They're falling apart again. There's no pace on the ball when Harris bowls, so Harvey decides he's going to try and make his own, but he's never to it. He changes his mind halfway through the shot, and now he makes the long, lonely walk back here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. 6 from 15, it's 7 for 181.
A tremendous ovation for local Brett Lee. He's under pressure. Shane Warne's there, the vice-captain. Shane Warne There it goes. There's a man out there and he's not quite square enough. It's 4.
Well, it's just about to point that man out. I don't think he's anywhere near straight enough for Shane Warne. That's his perfect hitting slot. And this is a poor delivery for the field that he's got set. All he has to do is just lift it over the infield, and there's no one straight of square leg.
It's gone again. This time a single.
Well, it's asking a lot of a young man to come in and bowl perhaps only one over. Well, this is a real punt from Chris Cairns on debut as captain.
Well, if he gets a wicket here, James Franklin will lift his status at this level. You're in the team to bowl as one of the 1, 2, 3 bowlers. He's given the opportunity here by his captain. Now he's bowling to Brett Lee. No slip in. Big shout for LB. Probably fits. He's given him. Yes, he was back. He took a while. Umpire Bob Perry had a good look. Well, he's left arm over the wicket to the pitch and straight. That'll be interesting to see whether it pitched in line. But he's gone.
Well, Cairns pats him on the back. Someone should pat Cairns on the back. It's pitched in line all right. He's back on his stumps. It's hitting the top and middle for me. That's out. Bob Parry agrees. And Franklin, he looks stunned, doesn't he? But he's got the breakthrough. It's 8 for 188.
It's a hard stopper at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Jason Gillespie comes to the crease. Not over yet. Warne at the other end of the key for Australia. He's on 7. No slip in for Gillespie. Oh, there it goes. A big shout again. Umpire this time not moved. That must have been close as well. Well, he got Brett Lee plumb in front. Gillespie first ball misses.
Well,
big bye.
This is close, man. I'll tell you, this is very, very close.
Warne's on strike. He's hitting to the long boundary on the onside here with Harris. There it is. High ball. There's a man coming around. Can he get to it? He's under it. He doesn't get to it. He doesn't touch it. Going to go over the rope. 4 have been signalled by the other man coming in. He really should have made some ground there. It was a high ball. It was Bond. Didn't get a hand on it.
Well, Richardson has signalled 4, and it is 4 too. It's bounced about a metre or so inside the rope, I would say. But umpire Torfall is not prepared to take the word of fielder running round. So he's gone upstairs for our verification, which he'll get right now. It has bounced inside the rope by about a metre. Sad, isn't it? It was a good shot from Shane Warne. It's a cliffhanger, and Warne has it on his shoulders and his bat.
It's interesting, most of the men are inside the rope. I think they should be back here. They can run in, it's very hard to run back. Here he goes again, a high hit. Surely this time he's out. Richardson, he's not a great catcher. This time he holds it, and that's a match-winning catch. There he goes again. He's not the best fieldsman in the world. He took that one under pressure. It's 9 for 203.
And all is forgiven, Mark Richardson. All is forgiven. Australia, is that the last chance for them? They are 9 for 203.
Glenn McGrath at the crease joins Jason Gillespie.
If the day he became a fast bowler, Glenn McGrath will have been dreaming of the day he could win a match with the bat, I'm sure. And there's his chance.
Well, he tries hard in the nets with the bat. The average is 4.27. He scored 77 runs. This could be his moment of glory. This could be it. His highest score 11. 11 would be very handy here. 27 off 14. Got to go for it. Nice little push, maybe 2. Could well be. No, just the single. Good call by Gillespie. 24 off 12. Chris Harris is bringing the man in at mid-wicket about 15 metres in from the fence. He's claiming that McGrath can't hit it that far. It's well fielded. Dot ball so important at this stage.
Well, what's McGrath's options here? Can he try and win it, or can he try and give it to Gillespie to win? That's the key. What he's looking for here is a single down the ground. Get Gillespie down there.
It's got in the air. This could be a victory for New Zealand. He's under it. It's Vincent. He's got it. What a victory. What a moment for New Zealand cricket. And what despair for Australia.
What a moment too for Chris Cairns. What a moment. You told your captain 40 minutes out, and you control and defend a moderate total, and in the end You do it with ease. There he is, centre of picture. Number 6, Chris Cairns. It's his moment. He's grabbed the stump. A special time in his career. He's waited so long to lead his country, and he's done it in front of a full house.